Welcome back to One Piece Anime Review, episode 136. This I'm reviewing the 924th episode of the anime. The capital is in uproar. Another assassin targets Sanji. And the 974th chapter of the manga, Onward to Onigashimaa. Yeah, this is a quite interesting chapter, and I'll get to that one soon. First up, new episode of the anime, which is pretty much the rest of chapter 930. Yeah, pages 8 through 17. Yeah, it finishes the chapter, which makes it exactly as of basically the recent chapter. The manga is 44 chapters ahead of the anime, which is good for now. It just depends exactly how long it's going to last for. Who knows? It just depends. Yep. Episode picks up exactly where last week's episode left off. Now, I should point out that this sequence in the manga only took a few pages. Yeah, it was like really quick. In the anime, this took about 5 minutes. Basically, the Big Mom pirates basically battling their way through the defenses of Kaido's defenses. And I think it's Smoothie gets a chance to slice up one of them. Yeah, the cannonballs fire at the ship. They managed to. It looks like they took out one of the monitors that Queen is watching, and then he goes up the frickin' mountain. And then when Martin comes back, he's basically doing this. And then he turns his head right side up because apparently he was looking sideways. And he notices though, yeah, they're going up a waterfall. And that gives King the idea to go out and you actually use transformation sequence into his pterodactyl form, which that was quite interesting. They had a bit of an interesting music to it. I thought that was cool. And it's like they're basically finally here, and then King basically kicks them. Yep, he kicks them. Though Big Mom also takes time to climb one of the basically giant fish, fights him briefly, and then she's kicked into a giant whirlpool. Don't worry, she'll be perfectly fine. I assumed that she might have been killed here, but nope, she's perfectly fine because she shows up later. Yeah, she survives. She's actually very much alive in the manga right now. She doesn't die. What happened to her kids is a complete question mark right there. They could have been found. Here's the thing. All of our kids have got Devil powers. It's assumed they could have all died. I mean, it looked like in the manga, it looked like the ship basically sank. In the anime, it looked like they changed. It looked like it just fell off a waterfall. That's just possible they did. Yep. And we see briefly Luffy in the episode for about barely a minute. Yeah, you see him in his cell, just slouching off, having some news. Renzo shows up, tell him Tomo's alright. He's like so happy. Helps to keep it down. And, well, and he leaves like, I'll be back soon. And that'll be pretty much it for him. Yeah, that's it for Luffy this episode. Oh, in case you're wondering, yeah, the whole thing with the banquet. Yeah, that's briefly seen this episode. Yeah, I beat briefly. It's seen for about 30 seconds, so we cut away to what everybody else is up to during the episode. Yeah, and also that apparently the room that Queen is in while he's watching it, apparently it's in a room right near where Kaido basically, it's right near Kaido's drinking room. I'm like, okay, why the heck would you have it there? Would you have it far away? Yeah. Also, they do make a change over the manga, basically, that if Big Mom lands, it basically means all-out war. And in the anime, it says we'll prepare for war. Yep. And just don't set foot on land. Yeah, make sure she's on land. She doesn't. She falls in the water. Yeah. And then we have the rest of the episode basically dedicated to Frankie, Usopp, Sanji, and Law. Well, you actually have a scene where basically Frankie and Usopp basically meet up with Law. A scene that actually didn't exist in the manga, which I actually appreciate the anime added this in because it's like, okay, they're just basically together now for some reason. Yeah. Like, when did they meet up? At least the anime actually fixed that problem. Yep. And they basically told everybody about like who's after them. Like basically they're on the run. Though for some reason they refer to now they do make a slight wording change here, where Frankie refers to Sanji by his alias Sanjiro. In the manga, I refer simply as the sober cook. Yeah. I get kind of the reason why because at least a pretty good idea. And here's kind of also interesting, though. They refer to each other by their aliases, which I'm like, no one's around them. You can address each other by their real names. Yeah. Eventually they run into Law and Sanji, and basically start running from whoever's chasing them. Basically, page one. Yeah, page one. In the manga, he's seen attacking one silver shop before the owner basically calls for Sanji. In the anime, he attacks several of them. Yes, several silver shops. Eventually, they call him out, and they actually do cut out the moment where they threw a cup at him, basically for hiding. Yeah, they actually don't have that here in the anime, which yeah, that would kind of dumb, especially since he basically came to save them. And he kicks page one really hard. And then page one, they actually change the angle of this particular shot. It's like, and we show the thing like, hey, guys, I found target in District 6. Like, we'll be there right away. Puts it away. And then Sanji basically talks for a bit while smoking a cigarette. And then he reaches into his Komodo and pulls out a raid can. Which means that very next episode, he's going to transform into a member of the Volsmoke family. Yeah, which, by the way, the people of Wano, not even the Beast Pirates know about his connection to the Volsmoke family. I'm sure that Kaido might suspect it, but I don't think he knows they're in a raid suit. But that looks like something exciting for next week. Also, to continue, it's Sparkles. Yep, Sparkles. Really good episode. Now on to the news chapter of the manga. Onward to Onigashimaa. Basically, you have it where Vito saves the Godfather's wife, Charlotte. Yep. And then we see briefly, like, basically present day ish. Yeah, we've only got back to present day for the first time since chapter 959. Yes. So after 15 chapters, we finally are back to present day. Yeah. And basically, you have the leader of the Kajiro family basically talking to. I remember the guy's name was a swordsman. I have coins for you, Asuru, for putting yourself in danger again. My checks out. I'll go distribute to Esper Town. Please remember to wear your blood bag under the command of my lady, or she's going to be smitten with you. He has no idea you're Lord and his daughter. Yep. We got to a few months ago. We see Kaido and the Shogun basically talking. Like, how they come for me? The ghosts of the past. They really come. Took as far as we after all. Hiro, Kojiro, Renzo, Kendro, and Momoshiki. Five of them left from the very day 20 years ago. Does the bird really exist? They really escaped from the burning castle? Yep. Like, I'm sure, but look at this later. Keep watching the shores. I'm certain you'll spot people leaving the country. Yes, sir. Kill them still alive. I see a question for cover survivors after 20 years. So a bit of flashback basically to, like, there's a mysterious person offered. They reveal who it is. Sorry about that. I had a little thing up at my finger. Yep. The family of the Daimyo Killer. Yeah, they reveal he gave him a devil fruit. Who it is, basically, they reveal later. In silhouette. Yep, and basically this person is basically a spy in Odin's ranks. Who it is, are revealed soon, because they reveal in the very chapter. And we get a bit of a flashback, basically, to what's been going on since they actually... And now they're in basically just present day. We get sort of a flashback to like images from like Dressrosa, Punk Hazard, like basically what we already seen so far. We see a brief image of Luffy, Sanji, Law. Yeah, I should point out though, Sanji does not physically appear in the chapter. I will point out what happened with Law and Luffy soon. And they get to the shores ready basically, and apparently the ships are all gone. Yep. And apparently that looked like Konjiro basically looked like you've taken him hostage. Makes sense. Plan was linked again? Your possibility. One of us was leading enemy. At this point, we don't know who we're on. Mr. Kin isn't like you. You prepare to find a trailer. Come on, onward. None of us can do so. Whoever it is, will confess. Cuckoo was right, Ken. Let's clear up right now. By acknowledging that it was me. What? Yeah, Konjiro's the traitor. Yep, Konjiro. This isn't funny. We nearly boiled to death in that pot together. That's right. Nothing compared to my role better to die with you. Ever since I lost my will to go on as a child, I've been searching for a place to die. The man you thought I was never existed. I shared joys and sorrows with all of you, earning your absolute trust, hating none of you, and meeting no harm. There's one thing I did continuously. One thing I did was continuously send Lord Uruchi information. What would you say? My name is Kurizeme Konjiro. They say more? When our plan was first leaked, it was because of what I've lost for his squeals. I should be surprised and sure. They exhibit quick, clever thinking, and gave up his life to change the meeting place at the last second. But as soon as that information was made to me, his death was officially in vain. And Zoo should not be able to reach Zoo without a Viva card. You think it was suspicious when Jack showed up the Derek Dog Storm? Why didn't you suspect any of us? Why did you suspect your own until time came? And we see the Beast Pirate ships. Yep, they basically show up. And the board's like, I can't believe it, all those samurai. Our spy is among them, is that you? Made no sense the entire time. Indeed. And Kinemon slices at him. Yep, and it turns out he has Momoshiki. What is this? Bring back the fort. Why is it get you back in the fort? Which one? A painting. You know good paint well. Jeez, how can you sleep like this? Ooh, I ate. I'm slept that way. That's how tough this. Fire! And Luffy shows up. Sorry we're late. Who's that? Look at those waves. I thought we sank all the enemy ships. There's something on the sea floor. And it's Trafalgar submarine. Yep. Who thinks we're on the sea in the middle of a storm? Are you crazy? Take the sea for granted, samurai. Huh? Is that? And a bunch of cannons are firing in the beast pirate ship. And now we're taking fire from our direction. And we see Renzo basically shotgun see us. And it's Captain Gade. We saw those ships and samurai hanging out of the ports like idiots. What are they doing? I nearly sank all of them just to get out of the way. Looks like, Sir Luffy, is everything alright? At the all shut up, jogging. What in the world is happening? Like I have the glory on. Well, I didn't hear about this. When you're at sea, you fight against pirates. And Momoshiki basically, like, Luffy, doesn't make any sense. We just think a few samurai on a rowboat. These guys are pirates of war generation. I thought they were locked up. Hey, you picked a samurai. Don't pick on a samurai on a rowboat. Yep, when you fight at sea, you fight against pirates. Awesome. Yeah, what a great way to end the chapter. Yep, so after 15 chapters, Luffy finally returns. Yep, long time for him to be absent. Yeah, surprisingly, that's the first time I can think of in the series he's been absent for this long. You were thinking, wait, wasn't he absent for the Veer arc? He was there for the first chapter, then he was absent for a few chapters. But in the case of this, he was absent for 15 chapters. I think the last time this happened was probably when they explored the flashback stuff in Dressrosa. That was the last time I could think of he was absent for. That or the flashback for Skypiea. But 15 chapters? Wow, what a long time to be absent. Yep. And I personally can't wait for chapter 975 coming out next week. Yep. Looking forward to it. Yeah. I give this chapter roughly a 9.5 8.75 out of 10. Really damn good. Okay, so that's it for this particular review. I got 2 more reviews I'm going to do right now. Next, of course, will be My Hero Academia. And then Demon Slayer. Yep, see you next view. Bye.